another episode of From. I did the watch party Saturday night for it, and tonight I'm doing the review. And I gotta say, once again, that this show has actually it's still great, man. It's still a really good show. We're gonna get into all of the details. I got some guests that are supposed to be coming in to talk about it with me, but we'll see when they come in. If not, I'm gonna do what I do. Just let me fix my. There you go. That's better. You guys should hear me better now. So I'm gonna bring up the little video here as we break this down. And what I like to do is I like to go through the episode and talk about certain things that happen in the episode, pretty much break down what I think and, you know, little fan theories as well. Because I did watch a video, like I've been watching. Listen, first off, let me just say this. From is one of those shows where I pull an LDG, right? I watch it. I look for clues. I watch videos. I watch breakdowns. I watch predictions. Like my timeline now for YouTube, the algorithm is nothing but from videos. From. And last time I was obsessed with a show like this was Lost, you know? And I wasn't, I had the internet, but I wasn't as on it as much as I did now. So I don't even think YouTube was really popping off like it was. So what I would do is just go on blogs and read theories and what people were talking about and breaking down the episodes and what I might have missed. And yeah, I find myself doing the same thing in this show. And the reason why I do it is because it pretty much is like Lost. And last week, if you watched the review we did, Nerdman, I actually told him Brian is in the house. What's up, brother?
I need you to send me the the website to get on because my Twitter is logged out. That's what took so long.
So where you want me to send it to?
Can you? Jesus Christ, because I can't get into Twitter.
All right. Can you see the private chat on your phone?
Yep.
You're on your phone now, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll put the link in the private chat.
Perfect.
And then maybe you can get it from there. I don't know how you're going to get it from there to your computer, though.
Well, give me a second to try.
All right, no problem.
All right.
All right. So while Brian does that, as you guys can see, that is my guest that's coming in to talk about the show tonight. Not only that, Nerdman is supposed to be coming in, and we already know where that's going to go when Nerdman gets in here. But I was saying before Brian came in, I was saying I watched the video and I was like, one of the first, I think it was like 2 months ago, they had the cast on there. And this show is exactly what I thought it was going to be because they talked about, we're going to get a lot of answers this season. But the main focus of this show is basically not on the mystery of the town. And that's the exact same thing they did with Lost, right? Because when you watch the season finale of Lost, you got a lot of closure, but they never once explained what the island was. You know what I'm saying? So I have a feeling that it's the same thing with this show, is that they're not really going to explain the whole town in general, but I do think that we are definitely going to get, some answers to some questions. They said there's going to be some answers to some questions, and then there's going to be more questions. And the one thing I did like, which is what we talked about too, is they already know how many seasons that they want to do. They just didn't tell us. And they know the start and the finish. That's all I want to know, because at least now I know it's not just putting stuff together. They know where the end is going to be. So that's going to be definitely.
Yes.
All right, he's in. I removed the wrong one. I'll remove that one. There you go. What's up, Brian? How you doing, brother?
Man, I was thinking about this stream the entire day. I've been wanting to talk about this show. It's exactly what you just said. It's going to be like Lost. They're not going to explain what the town is. But the way they storytell and it's just the intrigue is always more and more and more. I thought this show is. I love it. I love everything they're doing with it.
Me too. Cole, what up, Cole? He said this show better than the Penguin. 100%.
Well, I mean, you don't like the Penguin. I like the Penguin. I still think the show's better than the Penguin.
What's up, Vanessa?
I love
Go ahead.
supernatural stuff, right? This is giving you all the supernatural, all the intrigue, all the mystery, and great acting by everybody.
Facts. So since you haven't been here for the first 2 episodes, first off, let's get your thoughts on the first 2 seasons and then the 2 episodes real quick.
Okay, so the first season I thought was, a great introduction, really not understanding the town. You're seeing it through everyone's eyes. As they're coming in, when the family came in on the RV, I thought that was epic, right? And start seeing things through their eyes and how a new person coming into this town that's already been existing, but no one could get out. Bringing their new ideas, and no one seemed to be like, hey, we already tried all this crap. They kind of just let them be because it's their process. It's the only way you could process what's going on in this town is to go through your whole thing, write those questions. And it seems like everyone's had those same questions through, no matter who you are. And I just the intrigue of the town talking to certain people, and it's a great thing to theorize over and over again. It really is. I agree.
100.
But I just kind of fell in love with certain characters always, and I mean that's natural, but there's certain characters that you just can't imagine the show going on without. And the fact that the show owners are talking about that they're going to kill off someone that we love, that's going to hurt me. It's going to hurt me deep.
And they started already, right? They killed someone off in the first episode. So it's like, oh no, who else is going to get it?
I mean, of everyone to kill off, I guess, was it Tian Chin makes sense?
Yeah.
She made sense because she really has hard time communicating. I thought that they weren't going to be able to eat. I was like, who the hell's going to cook? Go ahead and kill Jade off. I don't care about Jade.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, they said a few. 100%. And they pretty much said that this season is where the shit is going to hit the fan, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, I know last week Nerdman was like, oh, I want it to be a little bit more action, whatever. I believe they're giving us the calm before the storm. It is going to get crazy soon, guys. So
it's new stuff happening all the time. I mean, they've shook the hornet's nest, right? And now all of a sudden, we got the cicadas out there. You don't know what they're doing. They keep on coming in and out with them. You don't know what's happening with the monsters coming. You don't know what's going on in that little place where they're getting all the food. Why are those little pygmy things up there? What are they trying to stay away from? It's just so many intriguing ideas. And then now the fact that what's her name? Matthews, Tabitha's coming back to the town. What does that mean? Is she going to tell everyone I got out? And they pulled me back in.
Facts. Facts. Beth Berry said, huge. Hello, familia. First time here. What's good? Thank you for popping in. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Make sure you stay tuned because, like I said, we are going to be discussing this whole season of this show. I got caught on to it in season 1 because one of my friends was like, "Listen, you got to start watching watch from." So I said, all right, let me watch it, and I was hooked. And I never did anything for the first 2 seasons, but when this season started, I'm like, listen, I am definitely going to be doing reviews, watch parties, whatever, because I am really a big fan of this show. For those of you that don't know, and for those of you that do know, you understand why. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny though, because I've seen episodes here and there, and I watch things. And I was like, oh man, this looks good, but I never really dove in. And then you were doing the shows, and I was like, man, I'm gonna start watching it more and more. And I watched season 1 in like 3 nights, and I was like, crap. And then I watched season 2 in 3 more nights, and I was like, man, I need so much more. I'm like craving. And then I slow paced season 3 because I knew it was coming to an end, and I didn't want to, look at my TV and not have something else to watch. So that's why I was like worried about it. But it's just so good to watch and to be able to discuss, because I loved the guy who plays Boy Stevens. I love him.
Yeah, Harold.
He's so good.
Me
Harold
too.
is. I've loved him since Oz. in the damn wheelchair, and just he's such a good actor, and he gives the confidence. Like I'm trying to instill confidence and give everyone else a good feeling about the town while you still see his fear.
Yes.
And it just it makes you understand where you are.
Facts, 100%. And they did say that this show is a lot about family, right? And I see it, right? Because it's all about, getting and not like just biological family, like family in general, like the community coming
They are a
together
family.
and being a family together. Yeah, it's great. Nerd Man is in the house. What's up, Nerd Man?
What's up, dog?
What's up, Nerd Man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Glad you're here. So we are going to get into it. What are your first off? I didn't even say this, Brian. Tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Oh yeah, well I'm 1/3 of Spoiler Kings. We go live on Mondays and Thursdays, 9 p.m. We talk about shows like this. We talk about comic book stuff, and probably won't be on with Chill tomorrow talking about Storm 1 and 2. Do all those type things. We do movie reviews, and we have a lot of fun. I like nerd stuff, so that's just what we do.
Absolutely. And he said Chillmonger. Check out my boy Chillmonger's channel. Does some good stuff over there. Nerdman, where can they find you, sir?
On Hot Text Tuesdays is my channel, and yeah, I've just been doing like some video essays recently.
All right. Nerdman's been a little bit busy, but now we are going to get into the episode, because the one thing that I liked about this episode is it started exactly where the last one finished, where Jim has got the phone call from his dead son. And
messed up.
I know Nerdman had a lot to say about it last week. So Nerdman, what were your thoughts on the call? Did he answer the call properly like he was supposed to?
Yeah, he did, didn't he? I mean, I can't remember what I said last week. What my theory was. I wish I could.
Well, you were saying he should ask a question, right? You said there was a question. The first question he should ask. He actually did ask the question. He said, "What do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want?"
Yeah. Exactly.
All right.
Well,
Yeah.
basically, I was like, yeah. Now you reminded me exactly. I was like, well, he should know that like this blatantly isn't his kid.
Yeah.
So he should just ask questions about what's going on in the town, like try and like slyly get out of this. Don't be emotional about it. Actually try and get some information about the town, because he's talking directly to the town or some kind of representative of the town. So I don't know he actually did act appropriately. I thought he got too emotional, to be honest. I'm like, I understand it, but like, one, his kid did die as a baby, so it wasn't like the voice of his kid, so it couldn't have haunted him like that. And I don't know why he didn't tell anyone he got that call.
That's my
we were going to get into that. Yes,
with this entire show.
Yes,
why the hell aren't you guys all talking together? If you go, we're a family, we doing all this other crap. Why'd you all holding it to your chest?
Yes.
We already know it's the crazy place. Crazy shit is happening all over the place. Why won't you guys talk together so we can figure out a plan? They just all want to be on their own little island and being stupid. That's the problem.
I said that on my watch party. I was like, okay, so hold on. First, let's get, because we're gonna get into that. So I'm gonna play some of the phone call that he got so you guys can hear it, right?
Daddy, are you there?
You are not my son.
Why did you let Mommy go? Why did you want her to die?
Stop it.
Is it because you didn't love her anymore?
What do you want?
To help. You need help, Daddy.
Stop calling me that.
You should be watching Julie and Ethan. You shouldn't let them play outside so close to dark.
So, okay. I'm with you, Nerd Man. A little bit too emotional for knowing that's not your son, right? Like, we know that's not your son. Your son died before he could even talk, right? So I get that. But again, at the same time, this town has been messing with people constantly. So I think it would be something that would mess with your head, but I could have probably handled it differently. What do you thought, Brian?
I don't know if he could, because okay, so you gotta remember where he was. I mean, emotionally, he allowed Tabitha to leave, right? And so he's already feeling guilty, and everyone has called him out on it. His daughter's calling him out on it. Everyone has called him out. Why would you let her leave? And now he's feeling a certain type of way. He's losing his family. His son is talking back to him. He doesn't have no idea how to hold things together. And now his dead son calls him back. Calls him. It doesn't even matter if it's his dead son. It's just the fact that he's talking to himself, the ideas he's having in his mind, and he's having a hard time. He's that mental break. That's what this show does. It pushes every character to their mental breaking point. And I think that's what this call does. That's why he's emotional, not because of the call, but more because he's already at his emotional mental breaking point.
I agree with that. That's a good.
I mean, yeah, go on.
No, I was just gonna say I agree with that. Go ahead, Nerdman.
Yeah, I know, but like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm just one of those people. Like, I don't know how I would deal with this situation. I'd probably already be dead, to be quite fair. So I'm not trying to go on like some kind of hero in this situation. But at the same time, if I received that call, I know like I would have been able to compose myself. It's just, I know it's like it's a horrible thing, but you've got two other children, like, and you've got a connection. And even if you can't compose yourself during the call because it's too hurtful, it's too painful, the memory of your son, you're not gonna tell people that this fucking happened. I just don't get that. I don't get it as a motive, because like, what like is it a shame to him, or he's ashamed or something?
Or does he
like,
think he's going crazy and not letting?
Oh, the call didn't happen. Come on, bro. You can't think the call didn't happen. Obviously, it happened. You're in this fucking crazy town. The call must have happened.
But think about it. Even when Boyd had his stuff going on with the worms, they questioned him. Like, "You sure this is happening?" Even though this is the craziest place in the freaking world, and they still question what your sanity. So if they question your sanity, maybe they will never trust you again. I don't know.
But that's stupid. Why would you question people about shit that's happening to them in this town? It doesn't make any sense to question. Like, even if a cow, like, like turns into a vampire in this town, you're like, yeah, all right, that's perfectly plausible,
It's funny because I do agree with you, but at certain points, right, there are times, like, for example, and we're going to get into it, where Ellis it sees the man hanging from the tree and it's choking him, and then the other dude walks out and he's like, what the hell's going on? You know what I mean? Right. So I can understand why some people be like, because they're not seeing the supernatural stuff. All they know is about the demons, right? None of them aren't getting these visions and all kinds of stuff that's happening. So when you see things, you could possibly think that someone is breaking, or the town is breaking them. You know what I mean? So I can understand the being skeptical, but at the same time, I am with you, because this is the scene where he decides to go and get his kids because of what Thomas said, and he walks right past Boyd, and the only thing he says is, "This town is getting a lot worse," right? And Boyd says yes. And I said this when I did my watch party. I was like, they need to talk. They need to have some sort of town meeting.
Why would you Why would you not have a town meeting? And
yes.
Because now if he got talked on the radio, what's their name? T and Chin had that phone call before. Like, people have had phone calls, the phone ringing. This happened. So like, if they were talking together and talk about all the strange things that's happening in their lives, since they've been there, they'll know it's not just them. It's not just isolated things, but instead they're choosing to be these islands, instead of saying, we need to get this community together. Let's fight this thing together.
And then maybe at the same time, you can, you know what I mean, get clues as to, okay, so this is happening to you, this happened to me, and maybe you could find some correlation to what's going on, right? But Peter Griffin said, I wonder if Thomas was Jim's deep, dark thoughts. Did he want them to die and feels guilty? I don't know. That might be a bit much. Well, he did say, Thomas did say that, right? And you know, him and his wife were getting a divorce. Maybe at one point he did have those kind of thoughts. Maybe he didn't mean it, but he did have those kind of thoughts. And because, you know, Thomas is an entity in the town, they know what they're most inner thoughts are, right?
That
So
they
that could be
were
possibly.
beforehand. Yeah, I can see that.
Yes.
Can I ask what was your overall impression of the episode? Both of you? Yeah, I mean, you obviously dug it. You obviously thought it was like
Yeah, absolutely.
better or worse than the last two episodes, or
No, I think there's all on the same level, to be
Mhm.
honest with you. I'm enjoying it, right? And again, I know what you're going to say because you were expecting a lot more in this episode, right? I think it's going to go further. But like I said earlier, before you go ahead.
No, I don't think that as well. I thought this was the best episode so far.
Oh, okay. So you enjoyed it. Okay, good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for the most part. There's still a little bit of slow like build towards something. I guess, like just to tell you my impression of this season. I can't see your name. But it's just
It's
that
Brian.
It's Brian, my bad.
sorry. Yeah, like just it hasn't been quite as explosive to me as the first and second seasons. Like
I don't know. I hear what you're saying, but maybe the baby is explosive to me, right? I think emotionally they're being pulled apart even in more than they've ever been. The losing your wife and someone going away and not seeing the body, that's explosive to me. The whole thing with the animals, that's explosive. Tien Chin, those are huge things. The fact that they made him watch are just so huge to me.
I don't mean explosive things haven't happened. I mean the whole flow of the episodes have been a little bit like meandering, and especially after what happened to Mrs. Chin, I really thought, okay, this is going to kick off to a point where immediately, what's his name, the main black dude, Boyd.
Yeah.
Immediately, like you're going to see, like he's going to crash, and it's just going to be full steam ahead of like he's going to want to get these things, and they're like now going to put the pressure on, and it's going to be a whole season of like, I don't know if you ever saw Dexter.
Oh yeah,
Dexter. Yeah. Like season 2 of Dexter, where it was just like the pressure was on like the whole season. Like I expected a little bit more of that, but that's my expectation, and maybe that's not what they're going for, and it's not fair to judge it on that. But I've just found it a little bit slow, a little bit dark, a little bit dreary, like, and I wanted a little bit more. But I like this episode, and now I'm getting into the fact that that's not what they're doing this season.
Well, honestly, though, Nerdman, I just think we were one episode too soon. I think it's gonna really hit the fan next because, like I said earlier, I was watching them talk about the show, and they said, "Yeah, it's gonna get bad this season." So I think we were just one episode too soon. I think next episode and beyond, it's really gonna start ramping up. Let me get these comments real quick. Okay, we got that one.
This one was a banger. I know we're not there yet.
Facts. Beth said he could at least tell Donna because she heard other voices when they were in the building tower. Listen, I think that a lot of them could be having conversations. It's like Boyd wasn't even going to tell anybody that he was planning on, capturing one until Donna came in. You know what I mean?
Well, I think Ellis would have said something. Ellis would have been like, "Nuts, bro."
Yeah. Ellis would have said something, or someone else would have said something. But I'm like, if this is the case, you have this town meeting where you can use people in the town. Like, it doesn't have to just be you. You know what I mean? And another person doing it. Like, listen, this is what we're gonna do. Some people may not agree with it, but at the same time, we need to start getting answers. And I love the fact that that's what he's going for. He's like, I can't take this anymore. I need to get answers. And we talked about it. What's that?
Go.
No, I was just gonna say, and we talked about it earlier where we said we didn't want to see like Boyd get into this depression and being a broke person because of what happened to Miss Chen, right? And it's not. It motivated him more to be like, we got to get these guys. So I really enjoyed that.
He's on the edge though. You don't think he's
plan, though, isn't it? It's a fucking dumb plan.
It is a dumb plan. Is it dumb?
Like, you better have a room full of them talismans, bro. The whole room, like, because where are you gonna, like, unless you, I don't know, unless you lock it in a cupboard or so. I don't understand how
Or
one talisman
So
gonna
so
stop
that's why I
let
him
me.
think they should have
out
done
of
it in
like.
a hut. They lure them into a hut, like or a little small cabin that there's a one door in, one door out, and you put talismans on both sides and you lock them in there, and you have a window that you can talk to them through it, and that way
You
you don't
see,
have to worry about it. They can't get out.
this is
And
why I love
also
the
you
show.
can see what daytime does to them.
But this is why I love the show, right? And if you got to watch it multiple times because there are hints in the show, and I know there are, they're gonna use that bear trap.
Yep,
Trust
yeah,
me.
100%. Yeah, they're definitely gonna
They're
use
gonna
that.
use that bear trap. That bear trap is gonna mean something that they had
Yeah.
found that it caught that. So, and that's why I like, right? Because I think all the stuff that we've seen are going to pay off sooner or later. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how some of this stuff pays off. But I agree with you. They need to definitely start talking, right? So like
They're
I
being
said, that
stupid. I
yeah.
think that Kenny has seen the other town, right? So we know other people have lived there and they lived in a certain way, right? So
Mhm.
that's even the bear trap and all those things. So it didn't work for them. Maybe if they put all of their minds together, all the things they've seen, they've seen the tower, they're seeing I mean, he saw the tower. Boyd saw the tower. So if Boyd would have told Tabitha at the beginning that I saw the tower, and we could figure this stuff out together. If
Yeah, yeah.
with the whole town that's
To be honest,
going over there, they're being so stupid, and they got
Mhm.
cars to get to certain places, and they're still being stupid by
Right.
not talking to each other, and because they're hurting each other in their own relationships, like the whole that idea with Kenny and Christy, because Kenny's so hurt he can't tell Christy what he's really feeling, and because of that, their communication doesn't work, and that's why we're having a lot of these issues with everyone's hurt each other. Kenny has ideas that could help Boyd. Boyd doesn't want to tell anyone because he has to hold it all in. The idea that Sarah actually knows something. Let's bring the town together. Let's all hear it and come have a council meeting to figure this shit out.
well,
But they
you
don't
know
want to do that.
what? You know what? With Boyd, I understand why he isn't telling people what he wants to do because it's fucking stupid as shit. Like, like I'd straight lock him up. Like, if he told me that shit, I would lock his ass up, and he ain't going out until he has a change of attitude, bro.
I like Boyd's attitude. I think it's gonna work. I think it's a good plan.
Oh,
I
it
think
will work. It's the
someone's
best
gonna get
way.
killed. Someone's gonna get killed doing it 100%. But I think it's going to work, and
Yeah,
I think
no,
it actually is a good plan.
dude,
But what
one sec.
happens if
It
Ellis is
is
the person that
without
gets
a
killed?
doubt. It
You
is
see,
without a doubt the best
uh
way out of there. If there's any way out of there, his idea is the best way out of there. That don't mean I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you've got a survival instinct. You've got your immediate goals, which is to survive, versus your like long-term goal, which is to get out. And it's which one is stronger in most people. And I think in most people it would be your immediate goal.
so
Like I might be wrong.
TV set therapist said, "Hi, I think we're asking the wrong question. What's preventing or keeping them from talking to each other? We complained about this one season one, so the producers are doing this intentionally. Well, they possibly could be doing it intentionally, 100%. You know what I mean? But I think it's all about the mystery. You know what I mean? And that's why they're doing it like that. But they should be talking.
Yeah, but it
Um,
also has to make logical sense.
no,
Characters
I agree.
actually have to make logical sense. You can't, there's nothing about what I've seen of that guy that would make him so private, especially to someone like Boyd who saved his son's life, who he trusts. I just don't see him not telling him. I need a reason why he didn't tell him. Like that's the thing that's missing. When that's the difference between good and bad writing, right? You
Mm-hmm.
Characters can do illogical shit, that's fine, but you need a good reason, like in story, for that character, a logical reason for them doing illogical shit.
I think we'll get into that. But Poe sent a $2 super sticker with a thumbs up. Thank you very much, Poe. Much appreciated. And Beth said, I'm curious if Tabitha will climb over the tree in the road to see where it goes, since this is her second time coming fromville. And see, so here's the thing that I want to say about that too, right? And again, like I said, the show has so many hints because in the last episode, sorry, when Victor's father is speaking, right, he's giving that little montage and they're flipping through real world pictures and fromville.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, he says, there are many ways in,
Yep.
but no way out. This is just one of those other ways that she is going to get back into there. But we're definitely going to discuss the Tabitha stuff because I think it's there's a lot of stuff going on where people are saying they don't think she ever left from Ville.
That's what she didn't think. She thought that maybe I never left. I never woke
Right.
up. This is what's going on here.
Right. I think she did actually leave, right? And I just think there's a lot of coincidences going on, like with the bracelet, right? She found it in Fromville after her husband lost it. Then she finds another one again. Now, they didn't actually show because when she found it the first time, she talked about the mistakes she made on it. That's how she knew it was hers. But when she talked about this one, or when she found this one, she never actually talked about whether it was a mistake on it or not, or anything like that. So we don't know if it's actually the same one, or if Victor's wife was making the bracelets as two, because that's what he said, she made it too, right? So there's definitely a connection between that, and
Well,
I want to hear the answers to that. Yeah.
here's the thing I think about with Henry. Henry, if that family with Victor and all of them, that mirrors exactly what's going on with Tabitha and Jim's family with the boy and the girl, and the wife hearing the other children and doing all those other things. They're mirroring each other. So
Right.
I wonder if it's just a coincidence that they found each other, or did the people who are in control of this are send her out intentionally to grab him, to bring him in, because he's going to create more problems, and it's going to distract Victor from figuring out what's going on, because he's counting the trees, he's seeing all the other stuff. Is that going to distract Victor? Another distraction in there, so people don't worry about that. And then that maybe next episode we don't get any action because Victor's so head over heels over his father Henry, or he's trying to avoid him because he's hasn't seen them in 45 years.
Oh no! If you guys seen the preview for the episode coming up,
No, I haven't seen it yet.
oh yeah, it's gonna get deep. It's gonna get deep. Trust me. Right. So I'm excited for it. When I seen it, I was like, ooh, like I was ready to like do a trailer breakdown for it today. I was like, I'm gonna do a trailer breakdown for it, but I forgot to. But if we have time, I'll show it to you guys before the stream
Please,
is
let's
over.
do a trailer breakdown after this.
Can I ask a question? I don't know if you guys have noticed. What happened to Smiley Face? The monster Smiley Face. Is he dead?
Yeah, he's the one that died.
He's the one that
he was the one that got killed.
Yeah. He was the one that got killed.
He's the one that got the blood from Boyd.
Yes. And when we were talking about it, Nerdman, we kept saying it was the valve of the blood, the stuff that they got from one of the creatures. It wasn't that; it was Boyd's blood. He had the snakes in his blood. He cut his throat, put his hand to his throat, and then the things went into him. Right. So Donna told them to burn him. Yeah, exactly. They burned him. Yeah. So we get back into the real world, and we just got a lot of talking where Tabitha's talking about what's going on and giving more details, and then they find out about the tree and they decide to go over there. Now here's where I think it's going to start to get interesting, because Victor is digging up a suitcase, right?
Yep.
They show him digging up the suitcase, and when he digs it up, he goes and talks and says, we need to talk and we need to build a fort. So I think next episode, him and I think it's Julie, they're going to have a conversation. They're going to have a conversation and try to remember and figure out all the things that are going wrong, because it's snowing. And he said it has never snowed here before, right? So that's going to be interesting. Then we get into the stuff where they plan, and Donna comes in and she tells Boyd, and she even says it's a stupid plan. I think everybody's saying it's a stupid plan, but at the end of the day, sometimes stupid plans work.
No. It's a stupid plan to do it alone. That's the problem.
Yes, I agree.
Stupid plan to do it. If he did it with everyone else's help and they all focus together, it would be a smart plan to catch him. But you got to do it the right way, and he's just being stupid about that.
Absolutely. I absolutely will play the trailer.
He was being stupid about getting that cow as well. We've got arguments over that. He was getting stupid about those cows, those animals last week.
Yes. He says, strange map by Vic. 5 steps to one tree, 3 steps to the next. LOL, joking. It is, but at the same time, if you remember one scene where he's doing it in last season, he says the trees are moving,
Yep.
right? So that's the thing that's going on. That's why he's keeping track, because he sees things that are happening that are not supposed to happen. And I believe that the last time something weird really happened was when the whole town died, right? Remember,
Yep.
because he was the only one that was left. So I think he's going to be talking to Julie to try and avoid that event from happening again. And that's why he's keeping track of everything that happened. Kenny as well, he asked the body to burn.
Said, get rid
Yeah,
of the body.
absolutely.
Why are you
Yeah,
bringing this thing
absolutely.
into the house? Yeah.
100%. Yeah. So they have their little conversation. Now we get to Fatima.
What do you think they have
Now,
going on with that?
you see, I had this discussion. I don't think she's pregnant. I think she's turning into something. I think she's turning into something. I don't think she's pregnant. I think she's turning into something.
I
Now,
think she's
You think
pregnant
she's
with
turning into
something.
that witch in the guy's dreams?
what's that?
You think she's turning into that witch in the guy's dreams?
Yes. I think that's
Ooh.
her. I
Okay.
think that's her. Yes, 100%. Because the first time they ever showed it, I think it was sometime in season 1 or season 2. Don't remind me because I can't remember. But the first thing I said was, that looks like Fatima. That looks like her, right? So I think that's what it's turning her into. I think it's turning into that creature, right? Now,
Mm.
she goes to the compost and she starts eating rotten food, but she gets caught. And she gets caught by, and I'm sorry to me, but I've said it many times. Hold on, let me find her because there it was. This woman is a plant. She is, I do not
Is
trust
it
this
Tilly or
woman
something like
at
that? Is
all.
that her name?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do not trust her at all, because any normal person would have seen her eating that rotten food, which she did. She doesn't tell anybody. Again, then we get to the point where nobody's telling anybody anything. And she decides that, well, I used to eat eggshells. So she's telling her
Yeah,
about,
straight up. That was
you
the
know,
dumbest thing I like. And you're right. If she's a plant, that would be great writing. If she isn't, that's the silliest
hands
shit
down.
I've ever heard. I used to eat egg. What are you? She's eating rotten food. Like,
Yes.
first of all, that's
She used to eat
bizarre.
egg stuff out of the garbage. Is what she was telling her too.
Facts. Facts. Now, I get it. Okay, so even if she did do the eggs thing, that is totally different than eating absolutely rotten food. You
Yeah.
understand? Like, she's eating rotten food. Peter
Poison
Griffin said,
food
yeah,
that would
exactly.
to
That
you.
would kill anybody else, 100%. He said, "It's Fromville. If Fromville feeds on their darkest nightmares, she must be afraid of having a demon baby. I don't know if her nightmare is why she's having it, or she's not pregnant and all in her head." Tilly is definitely sus, 100%. Now, I don't. For me, because they give it, and I said this show always gives hint, right? There was when she said she was pregnant, she wasn't supposed to be able to have babies. Now we could say it's a miracle that she had a baby, or maybe it's from Vil doing that, but
No.
at the same time I'm like, no, she's
So
turning into something. Yeah.
Wait,
I don't know about that because I think that she is pregnant, but because I think the fact that her womb was barren, that she's not pregnant with Ellis's baby. She's pregnant with the town's baby. The town has entered her, and that the town is giving birth and making her give birth to something that's worse. And that I think she will turn into that thing that we saw in season 1. But I think it's going to be giving birth to that baby is what's going to happen to it. Like drive
That
her
would
that
be
way.
interesting.
I think you said something really interesting. The town feeds on the. Have we talked about that yet as a theory of what this town is? That it is just everyone's nightmare. Like instead of it being, like all of these things are necessarily real, even the monsters at night. That maybe it is just everyone is individual nightmare, like
I,
manifested
I
in
thought about I thought about that, Nerman, which is a good theory, but I think the issue is they have to save those kids, right?
Mhm.
Because that's the main object of the chosen one, supposedly, is to save those kids. So I think that the town is manifesting their nightmares so that they're not able to focus on saving those kids. I think
Sure,
that's what's happening.
sure, that
Hmm.
could be it.
You know,
But like, there's a lot of stuff about dreaming, having fantasies. Like the Jade is having his fantasies and whatever. There's the black dude guy who's like dreaming about this scary woman who comes in. So there's a lot of like daydreaming stuff.
hmm
You've got now this guy's, and it's
Ellis.
always no one's around, and it's all private. So it seems like it really is just like stuff in their head, and
Hmm.
kind of, and the monsters might be like almost a collective nightmare, like the worst of our, like, or maybe like the kids' nightmare. That the adults in the town, maybe the town was in the 50s, and the kids' nightmare was the adults would all turn on them and become these scary monsters or something like
Where
that. Where
where
those monsters come from.
the town manifests as people's fears and nightmares. I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah, but then what would you know like Tabitha's worst nightmare would be her son coming back to life and saying you're a bad mother. Jim's worst nightmare would be to lose more kids. So like I don't know if that's what it is, but I think it might be one individual's nightmare. Like the worst your worst dream does come true and manifest in this place if you get too far. They choose you to give you your worst nightmare.
But look at what happened from the beginning. You're saying as if Jim's worst nightmares weren't like, suggested. Like, it's not about the kid actually dying. It's about like him going through that experience of like the fear that they might.
Reliving it.
Like the first thing that happens to him is like his kid gets impaled through the leg, and
Actually,
he's
Merman, you make a
hearing,
good point. Because now thinking about what
him die.
his worst nightmare is to not be able to protect his kids, his family. And what's the first thing that happens in season 1 is a guy who's drunk forgets to be able to protect his family, and that's the house that they move into.
Facts.
Like,
Wow,
Facts.
that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that.
Guess you made the wrong stop. Said who said she was pregnant without technical proof?
Christy.
Exactly.
Oh,
It,
Christy gave her a quote unquote pregnancy test, like a thing
yes.
with the hormones. Like it wasn't Tilly who told her, it was Christy, the third year med student that actually went through a couple of tests saying that she's pregnant.
Right, but they
We all
never
know
had
hormones are wrong.
yeah, exactly. So we never had an actual pregnancy test, right? That's what I'm saying. So even though they say she's pregnant and she's having symptoms of being pregnant, I don't think she is. And her losing the tooth, that had nothing to do with dehydration or
Malnutrition.
not eating amount. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
because she's turning into something. Tilly simply said she's pregnant with no proof, 100%. I've been thinking saving those kids is a trick. Those kids is what keeping them in. Saving those kids would release Fromville and the
In the
Fromville
real
to the
world.
real world. Don't trust those kids. Well, I think that's what it is. I think saving those kids would actually bring them back or allow them to get out of the town. But again, there's so much stuff going on in this show. Like until we get answers, we really don't know where they're going for. So I think a lot of it is speculation, but I think if you actually watch the show too, you get a lot of hints about things that are going on.
that's
Maybe
what
not.
I'm saying. They shouldn't stretch this shit. They should franchise this shit instead of stretching it.
So, so
You've
Nerdman.
got people there. You've got another group of people finding this place. They should just do like a tight 4 season. Because I think they're
So
stretching a little bit.
no. They because I watched a video they did before the season came out, and they actually said the producer said they know how many seasons they're gonna have. They have a start and they have an end. So that's good. That's what we actually
I heard
wanted.
that it was
Yeah,
only going to be 5 seasons of this. That's it. It
five
was
season works for
only
me.
going to be 5 seasons, and that was it. They're out.
That would be a good amount. But I think
Absolutely.
it can be tighter with 4. Because I feel like you're gonna get one season where it's just like, like, is this like what's happening? Like,
I I would
because
only agree with that if the seasons were longer, but since they're only like 10, I think it's either 10 or 8 episodes, I think that's why we're going to be able to get, you know, good seasons, and we're not going to
yeah,
have that what the hell's going on type of
but,
stuff.
but but think about it. What are they gonna do in between these seasons? All they're gonna do is the monsters come out at night at some point. They kill some people. Some more mysteries are like they've already like set up the biggest part of this mystery. Like
They,
most of it
they
is
but
Did
they
they?
there.
got they
Because
exactly.
here's the thing: I think the real big flag is Tabitha. So Tabitha thinks she got out. So what if they do the rest of this season? She tells everybody we can figure this out. They sacrifice everything they can, and they all try to they get out. And then you think the end is the end, right? And they find out the same thing that happened to Tabitha happens to all of them. They all individually go their own separate ways, and they
And
all
they
see the tree in the middle of the road again and end up
end
at
up
the
backward.
same place.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Didn't
Um,
Christy give her a pregno test? Could be false positive. No, she didn't actually get a test. That's what I'm saying.
She did an
Uh,
assessment. She did like a
yeah,
looking around how things looked. But you don't have anything for the hormones.
absolutely. Said I think she's pregnant, but I don't think it ends well.
Me too.
It wasn't a test; it was an assessment. Absolutely. Okay, couldn't remember. Um, Peter Griffin has got this one. F them kids, they don't exist. Who wouldn't try to save kids? The entity is using the children, and only one person knows about the children. I agree. They would have to jump out of the tower window. I'd be like, you jump first. Exactly. Or you
Who
have to get
cares
pushed
at
up.
that point? If you got to the tower and you said only way you can get out is by jumping out, do you really want to go back into the town? Fuck
Yeah,
it, I'll
but
jump. I'll jump first.
Yeah,
I'll go.
but I don't know if I would trust that. You know what I mean? Because maybe it
Yeah.
worked for her, but it might not. Because if you notice, and that's another thing that they do talk about too, is right when they go into that tree with the hole, it's random. You can end
No,
up
but that
anywhere.
one tree always
Yes,
leads to the tower. That one tree that Victor took her to always leads to the tower, no matter what. Wherever you go, if you go through that one tree. But once again, boy did all that stuff, got dragged through all this stuff,
yeah, yeah.
and all you had to do was talk to Victor. Victor took him to the tree and said, "Hey, the tower's right here, bro." That's
But
all it takes.
but didn't Boyd go through that tree and then end up in
He
like a
went through a
well or
different
some
tree.
shit? It was a
He went through
different
a
one.
different
Okay,
tree.
okay. So
Because remember,
now we
that's the
get
one that he and what's it, Sarah saw, which was
right,
different
right,
because
right.
there's multiple trees all around.
Right. So we get to the part where they're going to get the food, and we see these little statues again. And I'm telling you, there is something with these things as well, because oh, and Kenny going off telling her to mind her business or tell them to get to work. I was like, okay, Kenny is showing some emotion for what happened, but he's also
Town who are
showing some
hungry
balls,
now.
right?
So, all right, Jim and I pulled and gathered as much as we could before we left. It's up in that shack over there. So let's get Dale, Jade, Roger. You guys can start there. The rest of us will go forage whatever else we can find. Let's go. Wasting daylight.
Careful.
I'm surprised he's over his mum so quickly.
He's
I
not though.
don't.
You can see he's
Yeah, he's not.
emotionally.
Yeah,
Not over,
he's.
but like, you know what I mean? Like, I would have thought he'd still be in bed, just like,
I
but
would think. I would
you know.
think yes, but at the same time, you have to understand that people are starving, and he had to do his job. So I get that.
He's starving
Now,
because he also didn't have anything to eat, and his mother
No,
was the one who
I'm
took care of the
impressed. What
town
I'm saying
with
is
the
I'm
food.
impressed.
That's like her, but I think that's an extension of her because
yeah,
she's the one that took care of the town. She's the one that made all the food. So them having food is almost like having her back aboard. Doing something for her.
Eth,
Uh, yeah.
Eth,
That's a good point.
Ethan starts asking his father about his mom and saying where they're gonna bury her and stuff like that. Jim gets upset. I Ethan was starting to annoy me in this episode, to be
I'm
honest
like,
with you.
bro, shut the hell up.
You know what I mean? The phone rings again. He doesn't answer it. We get back into the real world. Now she sees the bottle tree and she realizes that there's actually a bottle tree in the real life, which she decides that they want to go and check out. And This is just a replica, which is very interesting because I would have really have liked to have seen if they had got to that tree. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, they didn't get to it, which we'll get to soon. But it's just it's like this show, it wants you to believe that she didn't get out, but I actually believe she did. I don't know. That's just me. I
What
believe she got out.
if what if she didn't, and then she gets well? You probably already saw the preview, but what if Henry isn't really Victor's dad?
Well, that's what she's saying, right? That's why she's flipping out and stuff. Again, it would be interesting where maybe he's a plant, maybe he's trying to get back there, maybe he got out, can't get back, and he sees that as an opportunity to get back. It's going to be so interesting to see when they get there.
Or he's a
She said,
protector. They let him out, and he's like, "You're a protector, and you have to do A, B, and C." So he's like
right.
pretend like he's taking her to this tree, but he really was trying to do is give her back into the town.
Mm-hmm. The boy in the white directed Boyd and Sarah to another tree after they spotted the lighthouse. Okay. All right. Something bad is going to happen because they destroyed one of those scarecrow things. That's what I was saying, right? Aren't they stealing someone's food? Kenny heard footsteps outside the cabin.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're stealing anybody's food, but you're right. He did hear footsteps, but it could have, well, was it during the day? I don't remember if it was during the day, but
Yeah,
it's
but I think that was just
definitely,
one of the monsters. The monsters
yeah.
were
There's,
outside.
Yeah.
there's a lot of Chekhov's guns everywhere in this episode, like you were saying earlier. Like, what was it that you were saying? Like, the bear trap is going to definitely be used.
Right.
The fact that they broke this thing has to come back. There was a lot of
Right.
like,
What if the talisman
foreshadowing.
only works because of those things are set up the way they are?
I was thinking about that too. That could be possible. But then I think that would make it a little bit too hectic for the town people. But at the same time, this season is supposed to get hectic, so it would make sense, right?
What if
Because
like they
those
found out they only messed up with some of them? So like there's only one talisman now that works, and they all have to be in one building. They only could be
colony
in one
house
place.
in the
That's it.
colony house, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. She thought the bracelet was a glitch in the matrix. It's strange he hasn't asked about Eloise, but I'm still thinking it's the real world. But 3 scarecrows, 3 huts, one fell over. One of those huts is in trouble this night. I agree,
Mm.
100%. 100%. So we get back to Boyd, and Boyd is talking to the priest, father, and he's telling him, you can't save them, blah 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 blah, and it's not a good plan. But he's making a pretty much something where he could put all the names of the dead people on there. We got Victor going to see Sarah, and he basically wants to stay there. He wants to build a hut so that they can actually think or talk about the stuff that he forgot, right? Fatima's in the room. She's crying. She says she can't tell Ellis because he's so happy, and she does. And again, that's where it comes into not. I mean, but Ellis
Because
should be
Ellis is not.
smart
He's
enough.
not upset. But he's scared too. He's like, why the fuck
Yeah,
are we doing this?
yeah. Right, right. He should be smart enough to know that something's not right as well too. You know what I mean? But she tells him about the eggshells, and they have a conversation, and she says, come, I got something for you. This is when Henry and Tabitha decide to take the trip to go to the tree. So they're off to the tree. We got Jade, and he sees, they have a little argument. He goes off, he's taking a whiz. Now, there's something that they were saying is about these red rocks. I don't know what it is yet, but I think these red rocks are a sign of something too as well. Definitely a possibility. But he sees the pilgrim chained to a tree, well, with a stake in his eye, and he grabs him. Now, this is the part I was talking about, right? Because there's nothing there. This guy walks in and sees him freaking out. So I can understand why you'd be like, bro, are you okay? You know what I mean? Like, so
And
I
he's
can
like the biggest
understand.
a-hole in the world that saw him. So he ain't gonna help you out.
Exactly. What are your thoughts so far, nerd man?
Oh, I wasn't listening. Sorry, I was doing work. Sorry.
No
Trying
problem.
I'm trying to multitask. I apologize. About what
Well, this part here where he sees the pilgrim and the guy is choking him, but the other guy comes in and sees him and nobody there, thinking he's crazy.
You know, it's just the town, isn't it? I mean, like, I don't like. Again, he should just be telling people like what he's seeing, and I don't see what the big secret is at this point. Like, they all know they're going through fucked up shit. Like, I don't get like the whole, oh, it's in my head. Like, clearly it isn't in your head. Like, the town is doing this to you.
I agree.
I get he might be stressed and whatever. But
I just think that another thing too is that maybe especially him, because he was pretty much one of the newer ones there. So there's him and there's a guy in the bus. I can't remember his name right now, but I think they don't have a
Randall.
lot of Yeah, I don't think they have a lot of trust for a lot of people in there, because some of them think that there's a mole going on. I think the mole is Tilly, right? I think she's the mole. But again, that would be too easy for this show to do that. You know what I mean? But at
Well,
the
the
same
mole
time,
was Donna the entire time because she's been there so long.
it could
She's
be.
been the one that's been keeping things exactly what Randall was saying is actually happening.
It could be. Now, Jade freaks out, right? He
that
starts
would
to
be
say,
bro. You mean the old fat lady who's like
yeah.
Donna's the one that they had tied up to the tree and all of that, and she was the one who's been setting everyone up because she's been there so long. Think about she was there when Boyd's family got there. She was there dealing with it, hiding, telling the town how to survive from it. What if she's the one that's the mole from the beginning?
Sister, though? That story about her sister was pretty
intense, right?
Yeah,
it was intense. Who saw it?
So it could be 100%. So now we get Kenny and Christy having a conversation. She's actually concerned with him, but Jade is like, nah, screw this. I'm getting the hell out of here because I can't do this anymore. And I am 100% there with you, bro. I'd have been gone too. I'd be like, listen, just give me a bag of food. I'll run the bag of food. I did my part, but I am getting out of here. So they're trying to talk to him out of it. But
if you're not gonna make it by nighttime, you basically committed suicide.
Yeah, but they did say if he ran, he could make it by nighttime. So he better keep on running. But of course, Christy follows him, right? She's trying to get him to come back. He's like, no, hell no. And then boom, she gets stuck into a trap. And I said, that's why I said when I seen that, I was like, oh, okay. So the two things that I think they're going to use they're going to use the bus, right? Because Boyd already said he wants to sleep in the bus for a night. So I think they're going to use the bus and they're going to use that bear trap or whatever trap it is to trap one of these guys in the bus. So I think that's what they're going to do. And I think those are the hints that they were giving in this episode.
This is true, Beth.
She said they peeled her sister's face off, but none of the bodies were seen. The monsters killed. The monsters have anything wrong with the face. Yeah, Donna's suspect too. 100%. I agree. So they go and they try to, break her out. They're panicked. They're trying to do it before nighttime. We switch over to Ethan and the black girl. I think her name is Bacta, having a conversation. Boyd comes in and they have a nice little conversation where she's kind of freaking out and she's like,
aside from trying to process everything that's happened recently, including how a nursery rhyme my grandmother told me somehow, I don't know how I'm doing, if I'm being honest. Do you?
Now, I can understand that. I don't know how I would be doing as well, too. I'd probably be like Nerd Man. I'd probably just walk out at night and be like, yo, have your way. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to deal with this every night. Can you imagine going through the stuff that they go through for years, having these people trying to knock on their window and door and trying to get them open at nighttime, can barely sleep. It would be crazy.
It's also the fact that they can fly.
What makes you think I would walk out, bro?
I don't know if you would. I said I would. That's for damn sure. I'd be like, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, take me now. But we have Ethan. He's telling them about his mom, and he's saying, give up hope. And I think that's what this show is about, right? It's about how these people in the worst circumstances are surviving, right? It's about the survival of these characters, right? And like I told Nerdman, I said earlier, Nerdman, before you came on, when the producers talked, they said the show isn't really about the mystery of the town. It's about the character development and how the characters handle situations. So we are going to get some answers, but I don't think they're going to pull a Lost, and we're not going to get all the answers in the town. But it makes it interesting because like you said, now they could do like maybe another show with new people, get to that town, and there's a new mystery and stuff like that. So it could definitely be interesting. Bakla about to be the new Ten Chen. They about to have soul food up in that place. Miss Lou made pancakes, so anything is possible. I agree, 100%. Back to still like, what the F? My grandma's nursery rhyme is relevant. Exactly.
Exactly. That's a
You know,
huge thing.
and that's the thing. It's like so much things that, people are in this town for a reason. That's what I'm saying. It's not just random people going there. I honestly believe that everybody in that town, now, of course, you're going to have the background characters because it's a town. So you have to have people in there to make it feel like a town. But the major characters in this show, everybody has a reason for being there. But when I watched the video, a lot of them said Boyd didn't actually have a reason for being there, and that's why Boyd is one of the biggest issues for the
For the
demons in the
town.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where we
Which
have to
would
keep him down because he can get out. How about this? The fact that Christy gets hurt and then two EMTs show up.
Yes, exactly.
Just saying. Like the town is
Exactly.
playing them. I promise you.
100%.
I'll tell you what, though, that Donna thing that you suggested earlier, is it Donna?
Yeah.
The big woman who runs
Yeah.
the house?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If that's true, that actress is so good, she'll pull it off spectacularly. But
Oh, yeah,
I don't know how people will feel about that because she's a fan favorite.
And I think it would actually be good because you get a fan favorite, someone that people really like in the show, and then you twist it to where she's the evil one. Yeah, I think that would.
She's such a good actress; she would kill it.
I agree.
The evil, like if she turns out to be, but I doubt it. I'm gonna go on the line and just say I doubt that shit.
No, but think about it, she's the one who created a house where you can do all your fantasies can all come true. Anything you want to do, we could do it here, trying to distract people from what's really going on. She's fought with Boyd, who is the biggest problem for the town. Boyd can figure this stuff out, how to get. I'm just saying, she's really the antithesis of everything that Boyd is. So it's possible that she was a plan there to keep everyone there.
Hey, all the food was at the house, right? Like,
yes.
What he was the one who poisoned all this shit.
Exactly.
All the things point to Donna.
And maybe they weren't expecting them to find that food so early or whatever, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Now we actually have Tilly going to see Fatima and telling her, hey, we're gonna, do a tarot card reading. Fatima's kind of freaking out at first. Donna says, and you see, this is the scene where I was like, yeah, look at her face. Yeah, she's sus. Watch.
Now, hold on a second. Is that what you think of me? Kooky baddie Tilly just goofing around about something this important to you? Is that what you think of me? I don't know.
I think she's a witch.
Think about you.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tilly's a witch.
No. So, you don't believe. That's fine. But before you saw that tree in the road, I'll bet you didn't believe in half the stuff we see here every day and night, did you?
Because you got to remember, she came in only in the second season, right? Yep. And even though she's not a major part, like in the show, she has few scenes here and there. It's just she seems to me like in the background, and it just seems to me like she said, "Oh, you think I would make fun of something so important to you? I think it's important to her too." she needs to know what's going on. If whatever has happened to Fatima, like if she has something to do with it, if it's working, you know what I mean? So I think that. Who else that we care about is gonna die? The creator said, "Beloved characters, who do we love?"
Ellis.
Ooh,
Ellis is the one who's going to die because that's the thing that's going to mess up Boyd the most. The only
talk
thing he
guys up very
cares about
fast.
here now is it's Ellis. So if Ellis
His
dies,
son.
boy,
His son.
yep, exactly. That's it. If Ellis
Yeah,
dies, and then but that also pushes Fatima to be that witch thing that we are just talking about, right? Because she loses the love of her life, so that she becomes the witch. And Boyd loses his damn mind. And he says, "You can't break me." That was the whole thing about season 2. He says, "You can't break me." And now they're trying to break him. The one thing that would cause him to break, and he'll be sad if he lost Kenny. But if he loses Ellis, that will be it. That would
You know
break
what I thought
everything.
about this, but I think it's too obvious.
Me
You know
too.
who I think might go, who would really break people like in the town, because they're kind of tangentially connected with everyone on an emotional level, but
Mhm.
not. I think that little boy or one of this
The kids.
one of those kids is gonna die.
Mm.
Maybe the boy, but
No,
like
not Vanessa said no, not Ellis. I agree with you. I don't want it to be Ellis. I don't think it's gonna be Ellis, right? But yeah, I don't.
There's nothing else that will break Boyd than Ellis.
no,
Yeah,
but
but
that little boy, not that it would break him. Sorry, go on, Nzo.
no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Not that it would break him, but the dominoes would fall. First of all, there's there's like the slow guy, right? That would
Yeah.
fuck him up.
Victor.
Victor.
Yeah,
And
and he already like he abandoned him, and then he's gonna think, oh, like whatever, like it will be so shocking to the town, like that they do that to like a kid.
Victor's father
And
gets there, and as soon as
father,
Victor's father gets there, Victor dies somehow.
right? The
Yeah,
father is absolutely gonna snap. The
yeah,
mother,
100.
like who knows what the father would do if that boy dies? He
But
would snap.
I 100% agree, but and that would be bad. But they're still outsiders. But if you really want to F somebody, if Ellis dies, Donna, it breaks Donna, right? Done. She's done, right? It breaks Tabitha. I mean, not Fatima. It breaks her. She becomes the witch. Done. Breaks Boyd. He no longer cares about anything. Done. It breaks He is like the linchpin, keeping the town, with the house. He's the only thing keeping them together. So if you
Yeah,
lose
but
that
that
one thing,
might
everyone's broken.
for after she turns. I think they might
Eh,
save it for like next season, like after she. I don't.
yeah.
It's so obvious, like
It's
that.
too obvious.
Feels like
Mm-hmm.
that's where the story's going, and I just think they're gonna swerve it. I don't think they're gonna, like I think they're gonna have him see what she becomes and have to deal with that rather than kill him off.
Julie B. Davis said, "Hey guys, great to see more people covering From. I cover too, and we can never have too many people talking about this show. And yes, Tilly is sus as hell." Well, Julie, I appreciate it. I will definitely go and check out your reviews on it as well. Because like I said, to me, I want more people to watch this show because I think it's really well done. To me, it's one of the best shows on TV right now. I know there's a lot of good ones out there, but for me, it's just one of the best. So,
Oh,
yeah,
plus, let me give you another reason. It's more
go
expensive to have a child actor for for production
on a
reasons.
set. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they have legal limits to when they can film, how much they can film. Like, I know that's like outside of the story, but like,
Makes sense.
There's a thing about that.
If anyone will be Push, Kenny, Ellis, Christie, Jim is already losing it. 100%. I agree. Jim is going to start losing it now, too, with these two calls from Thomas. And then the wife coming back as
No, but
well.
her coming back is going to save him. I think that's going to bring him. Oh my gosh, she's back. Tabitha's back. everything's good in his world. All he wants, matter of fact, if he gets her, that's it. Like Jim is back whole. She's the whole thing that holds that entire family together.
No.
That family unit is saved.
Okay.
Hey, Nadia, what's up? Nadia said,
So
remember, he had to take out his wife too. Exactly. Yeah. Go ahead,
let's
nerd
make
man.
a list of who could get killed. Because there's people who can't. It feels like they can't be killed. Boyd would be like on
Thank
my
you,
list.
Julie. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
Boyd would be on my list of can't be killed in this season. He just can't be.
It doesn't even
Right?
matter because obviously they had him and they still didn't kill him. Like they just chose not to kill him.
Yeah. Boyd's not gonna die. I don't think so. Let's finish up the episode and then we'll get into like who we think can die.
I
Because
can't because I've got to go to work. But that's
I got
why
you.
I was saying like before I go, like, but up to you how you want to do it.
So since you're leaving soon, all right, so let's get into it. All right, so Boyd definitely won't die. He's the star of the show. I think he's gonna make it to the end. It's a possibility Jim may die.
I can see Jim dying.
Possibility Tabitha, even though she may be the one that's chosen one, she could possibly die saving the kids, right? Maybe she has to sacrifice herself to save those kids. So Tabitha could be one of them as well. Now, we can't have both of the parents dying, so it's either one of the two that could die. I don't think Ellis right away. Fatima's not going to die because she's going to turn into something. So that's
how she
definitely
turns. I think that's what really makes her evil.
Yeah, that could be.
Here's the people I'm like definitely are not going to die. There's just I think there's almost zero possibility of them dying. It's Kenny, Jade, Jim, Boyd, and that's it. Everyone else, I think, has a very, very, or maybe Julie as well, the daughter of Jim. And yeah, I think Tabitha has high risk of dying after having escaped and come back. And I also think your fan favorite, what would be more shocking than Donna dying?
That's the person I think they've been foreshadowing. They're taking everything away from Donna. So either Donna is a mole or Donna's going to die. Because that's the closest thing you could do for everyone. Once again, that house done. Everyone's done. You either live in town or I am not watching after. No one else can hold them together if it's not Donna.
I think Donna would be a beloved character that if she died, people would really be upset at that. You know what I mean? So I could definitely see it being Donna for sure. Said Avanessa Wicked, really? Thank you so much. I've been trying to get some from content creators to collab with me. There are 2 who want to, but we haven't found time to do it yet. Hey, we're willing to collab with you over here, Julie B. Absolutely, 100%. We're always, doing stuff with new content creators and stuff like that. So my Twitter is into my description. All of our Twitters and pages are there. 100%. Just hit me up. Send me some information. Like send me a message on this stream where I can reach you, and we could definitely set something up. Because I plan to do like I did last Saturday. I'm going to do the watch party again on Saturday. So I do watch parties on Saturday, and then I talk about the show, the reaction to the show on like streams like this. So absolutely 100%. She said, I really hope Henry stays because he's a fantastic new character. I really connected with his emotional performance. The dynamic with Victor will be fascinating. So what I will say, and what we talked about in previous episodes, is that these actors are killing it. 100% they are killing it. Their performances are absolutely amazing. And for me, I'm always a person who, if you can get me to feel emotions in a show, you got me. You know what I mean? And there are scenes where Boyd is like last episode where him and Donna were having the back and forth, and he was like, "What? You think I made the wrong choice?" Amazing, absolutely amazing. If Fatima's turning into something, I can see her offering Ellis at night and walking off into the night. Ooh,
whoa, that would F me up.
Ooh, that would be
If
interesting.
she killed Ellis, that would F me up. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's interesting. That is interesting. So, anyways, we get to the tarot cards, and listen, man, there was they did not want either. And I know the studio they didn't want us to know what's going on either. But that crow coming in and just like going crazy, and here
And
it
then
comes,
dying?
Okay.
just as she's about to turn over the
See what the
card.
cards have to say.
I can't lie, I jumped when that
Oh,
first
okay.
happened. I was like, "Oh, wasn't expecting that." And you see the way
And then killed herself. Like, whoa.
like that crow literally did a kamikaze. You know what I mean? A kamikaze killed itself. And I have paused that card turning to try and see what was
What it
they,
was?
they were smart to give us the way they did it. Because some shows, you could pause it, maybe zoom in and you get to see something. They did it in a way where they did not want you to see what was on that card. So that was very interesting. Julie B said that would be awesome if you guys would collaborate with me. Thank you so much. I do live streams on Wednesdays and Thursday nights, but I'm totally flexible and can work with any night that's good for you guys. Wednesday night, I usually do a show with one of my boys, the OOCs, on my channel. But Thursday nights, I'm definitely free, so I could definitely do something on Thursday if you want to.
As long as it's
Absolutely.
before my show. Damn it.
Yeah. So that would be before 10 EST.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, if that's the case, let me know. Link me up. I'll link up with Brian and we'll set it up. Absolutely. Vanessa said that was scary, 100%. Tilly wasn't bothered at. I know, right? And she did that
She's the one
little.
that did the move. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's a
like
problem, man.
absolutely. I have a silly question. Could that crow raven have broken into Colony House around the time that Tabby Henry got into the accident? Oh, good question.
Yeah, that's a
Good.
really good question.
Waking up Elgin from his Freddy Krueger dream. I know, and it's like he finally got a good night's sleep. He finally gets some sleep and gets woken up to a damn crow flying through a window. Unbelievable. Elgin got a bird on his shirt too. He does, eh? Yeah, man. That could be 100% truth. It's crazy, right? So that happens. We never get to find out what was on that tarot card. We go back to these guys trying to save Julie, and Jade decides to go grab these metal pieces. And you see, one thing about this show, and a lot of shows do this, when something happens and they focus on it, that
No
means
matter what happens here, you'll never be
something's
alone.
going to happen because of what
Do you
they did.
understand me? You'll
So
never
let
be
me see
alone.
if I can get
okay?
to the part.
Penny,
You really want to start pulling
All
apart
Here.
this ancient tower of
Yeah,
holy
never mind.
scary
Take
shit?
care.
All right, never
I'm
mind.
sure whoever built it won't mind. Oh, Jesus. Fuck.
Like someone dies right then.
Right. They literally focused on that thing falling. That means, and when I was like, bro, the minute got her out of that, I would have took those bars back and made sure I put that thing back up there. I'm like, no, guys. Okay, just remember, we got to put it back because there is absolutely no way that I would have left that thing like that. But again, I don't know as if they're not thinking properly, but these are things that pop in
Stupid
my
about
mind.
it, and
Yeah.
like they're not looking at it and they're saying, "Oh, we're just gonna let anything happen." Why are you being so stupid? I don't understand.
Facts. They need to listen to Dale. I can't believe
I
this is what I'm
understand,
saying. Yeah, 100%. Poor Elgin can't even take a nap without this crazy ish happening. Agreed. Ancient Tower of scary shit, priceless. I love Dale.
dude.
Hey, wait till we get to the trailer for next week, guys. Wait. Dale is and always been a logic narrator to the viewers. He says things that's either true or half, which is for us viewers. Agreed, 100%. Yes, Barry, one of my favorite lines in the episode. So we also get they save her, right? They pick her up. But then we get this.
Yeah. Out of a skull.
Mm-hmm.
Did they release him by knocking over that thing?
Exactly.
Jay! Hey!
So not to mention the fact that it actually offered him to drink some of that blood. So I really believe, because remember when they gave that blood to Boyd, he got the snakes in him. So I
Mhm.
think he's gonna have to either like take one of those and drink some of that blood, and it's gonna get answers with that too. I really think that he's gonna have to embrace that pilgrim. So
You
it's
said
gonna be interesting.
it's like my blood is your blood, or
Yeah.
and my blood's in your blood now
Yes.
together.
Yeah. 100%. Jade is going to think he has to lose an eye to get an answer or drink the blood, right? He's going to realize, because again, like I said, everything in this show has little hints and secrets to it, and there's reasons for it. And don't think just because they put something in the show, there's not a reason to. If you guys like Lost like we did, then you know that they put things in there because there's a reason for it. You know what I mean?
Always.
So, and Jade is crazy enough to do it 100%. I'm telling you, people need to listen to Dale. He's an ass, and we're not supposed to take him serious, but I think he's right. It's a pocket dimension. Yes,
Oh,
could
it's
be.
definitely a pocket dimension. I think that's 100% correct.
They from is introducing blood to Jade. Absolutely, 100%. Vanessa sent a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. He said, if the ambulance was heading to the nearest hospital in a busy city, how did it end up on?
Exactly.
Yes. We're gonna get to that.
What if they are the plants?
Yeah. Someone's a plant. Someone is definitely a plant in this show, possibly, or we could just be no one's a plant, but they make it seem, because they put that in our heads, and I think they put that in our heads for a reason. It's either one, because there is a plant, or two, it was definitely a misdirection. You know what I mean? It was definitely something to have us thinking there is, but there really isn't. Pretty Wicked, almost. Some weird as above and below, 100%.
It is, yes.
Yeah. So anyways, we get that. Boyd goes to Randall in the truck. Well, Randall sees a cicada. He kind of freaks out, but Boyd goes to him, and Boyd's telling him,
the other day with the animals. What the fuck do you want? I was thinking maybe we switch tonight. Switch what? Accommodations. You take the sheriff's station. I'll take the bus.
See, Boyd, and that's what I like too. Another thing too, even though Boyd knows his plan is risky, he doesn't really want to put anybody's life in jeopardy.
In danger. Mm-hmm.
Right. And they already told him they don't want to kill him yet, right? So I think that's kind of a way for him to be like, you know what? If they don't want to kill me yet, then maybe I can be a lot more of a thorn in their side, which is very interesting. It was creepy as hell with the person stuck to the tree. Then then hilarious when Dale showed up and Jade was struggling with nobody. Exactly. Which made him look crazy, right? To Dale. Dale's like, this guy is out of his mind.
Probably why he didn't say anything. Jade didn't say anything else, because he knows he looks crazy.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So Boyd is going to, stay in the bus. We get Julie now going to, get to the tree, and then she sees this.
There might settle your stomach.
So she finds the bracelet, and then she starts to like really freak out. She's thinking that she's not out from Ville. Something's going on. She thinks Henry has something to do with it, and she really, really freaks out. Which I can understand her freaking out, but at the same time, I was like, again, we don't know if that's the one that she made or it's another one, because when they talked about it the first time, she talked about the mistake that was made in it, and I don't think she said anything about it in with this one. But I can understand her freaking
But I
out.
think
You
she
know what I mean?
probably does know it. She probably checked for it.
I think that's what the first thing I would do. So
Yeah, check to see, is this mine? Is this the same thing? And that's what she's looking for.
she's like, no, no, no. Right? I will never accept that she left Fromville, but she's at a time. It's, I know a lot of people are saying that she did it really,
But
and
then how can she bring these new bodies, new people into? I think that she did
exactly.
it for a reason. I think they knew we could let her go, but she's gonna come back and she's gonna bring something that we need. They're allowed it to
Exactly.
happen.
Yes, 100%. The phone call can be manipulated. Yeah, 100%. So they end up getting into a car crash because she freaks out. She wants to stop. Um, he's like, no. And I don't blame him. He's like, no, we're going. You can't tell me that my son is alive and all of this information that you're giving me. And now all of a sudden you just want to switch it up and not tell me anything. So I agree with him saying, no, we're still going 100%. The computer search can be manipulated. I agree, unless the basic can be explained. So I get it. I get what you're saying, that everything could be manipulated 100%. It's definitely possibility that she didn't get out of Fromville. I think she did, but it's a possibility that she didn't. And I really can't wait to next week to find the answers.
I don't
But
think
now
we're
they
gonna get that next week. I think we're gonna get it until she tells everybody what's going on, right? And everyone hears what she says, and they say we're going to go to this tower, and to find out that the tower was just another ways into the maze. You're further deeper into the maze. You can't get out. The only way to get out is to let them let you out. That's it.
right, and or to save the kids, right? That's the theory.
Or
anyways, yeah, go
or
ahead.
maybe the kids are part of it. I mean, those are scary looking kids, man. I don't know.
Facts.
I'm gonna give up on that. No, 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 no. We're going.
Facts. So now they end up in the ambulance, right? And she wakes up. She's asking about Henry if he's okay, and they're telling him, oh, and you see, again, this is the same ambulance that picked her up originally, right? This the same ambulance. They were talking about that. So I'm beginning to think there's a reason why these new people are going to the town. I always think that everybody in the town has a purpose, and we're going to find out what the purpose is for these two new EMPs, or I think one of them's a cop anyways, right? Or a doctor,
I think they're
EMP,
both
but
EMTs. I think
the
that's
EMPs,
what
okay, yeah. It looked like a cop, but yeah, I think there's going to be a reason why they're getting into the town. Perhaps he was supposed to arrive originally. Exactly. So he's like, hey,
Thanks, I'm fine.
Ma'am,
Just come and let me out. Hey, everything all right?
There's a tree in the middle of the road.
That look at her face got me. She's like, motherfucker.
So now there was a question asked earlier. If they're going to the hospital, how did they end up on the
This
same road?
damn road. And it was a big town. This wasn't a town. That was a big city, like a little city, like right there. They obviously had malls, they had shops, they had a hospital that was probably right down the street. How did you end up in there? That's crazy.
Exactly. He said, what up with the fast skip to the ambulance just for time's sake? No, well, yeah, kind of, because Brian has another show to go to, and and I want to get to the trailer before we
Because I
close
have to
up
see it
tonight.
before we go.
Right, 100%. She said, "Oh my God, she should have visited her mom and lay low." Facts.
No, but it's because of
Facts.
the kids. It's because she's afraid of losing. So a person who lost their son, their baby, right? The last thing she could stand in her life is to lose those two kids.
Yeah, I agree. And
So
she wanted to
want to get back to those kids. She was
listen.
willing to go back into that nightmare just to get to those kids again.
And I agree with you because remember when Henry was talking about how when his wife went missing and the kids went missing, they thought he was the one that killed them, right? So if
Mhm.
Tabitha had went back to the mom's house or to the police, she would have been the suspect in their like disappearance, you know.
Exactly.
So Fromville wants to have the equipment ready for the demon
Demon
baby.
baby.
They need that ambulance. Ooh,
Wow.
I didn't think about that. That's
That's
interesting
good.
too. If she is pregnant, that is
I think she's
interesting
pregnant
too.
with a demon baby that's going
Yeah,
to be the one thing that can kill everybody.
definitely possibility, right? Definitely. Said, but Tabitha didn't look happy to be back. I know it's like she wants to be back there, but I don't think she was ready to yet. I
I
think
think
she
she
was
wanted to
in.
be in the control of the being back.
Yeah, right, right. She had a little mystery there with the actual tree with the hole being in the real world, and she wanted to find out what was going on with that one, and maybe that could have been a possibility for her to get back and forth from Fromville, right?
Exactly. So now she knows how she can get in, she can get out, and now I can
Yes,
get my family out. So she's in
right.
control of it. But now that they found out she was gone and saw and brought her back on their own, she has no way to get back out. She doesn't know anything.
Oh, I got you. Oh, Beth said no. In the show, it
It
skips
goes right
right
from
to
the
the
crash
ambulance.
right to
To
the
the ambulance.
ambulance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. I got you. Tabitha should have never gotten into another vehicle again. Facts. But I get why she did. 100%. It would be a it
Repetitive
would
trope.
be repetitive trope. Do you feel Fromville would settle with the baby trope? I think so. I think so. I think the demon baby could be a possibility. I know that's their theory. Mine is that she's just turning into something. That's my theory.
But if she
Uh
loses that baby and then Ellis dies, then she could turn into that thing. That would
yeah,
be the thing
that's
that
true.
pushes her over the edge. Because she's already
Could be.
lost her happiness.
Listen, you guys need to stop putting Ellis's death on the table. You know what I mean? I don't think
Hey.
we're ready for that yet.
I'm not ready for it either. I don't know if I can emotionally handle it myself, but it's just like Jeffrey. Jeffrey is going to kill somebody. Ellis is going to die. That's just what's going to happen.
Unless that bracelet is the key the boy in the white wanted her to see or bring back. I think that is a key. I think there is
There's a
like I said,
connection between these families. And I think that's what
yes,
she's starting
yeah,
to realize. There's a connection between everybody.
yeah. That's no human, Babel. She's a vessel for an evil entity for sure. Well, that could
Mhm.
be a possibility, right? That she's birthing maybe like an evil entity that actually control or can control Fromville. It's just going to be interesting to see what they do. Now with the cop there, it will be a big problem getting her in at night. Yeah, I agree.
No, but that's not a
Uh
cop. That's another EMT. They had it on the jacket though. On the little blue jacket, if you go backwards, you saw it's another EMT. That's not.
okay, yeah, yeah, they're both
That's another
EMTs.
EMT.
Yeah, yeah, they're both EMTs.
It's all.
Yeah.
There's three of them, isn't it?
Yeah, there's two in the back.
Yeah.
These two, yeah, these two in the back, and but I thought her.
Go further.
Hold on.
It looks like
Everything
the
all right?
same batch they have.
There's a tree in the middle of the road.
Let me see when she knocks. See, it looks like yeah, it's an EMT. It looks
Yes,
like a cop's emblem, but yeah, it's EMT.
it's the
100%.
same emblem they have on their white shirts. I
Yeah,
think that's
I
all
agree.
three of them are EMTs.
So let me get your grade for this episode. What did you think? Because I really enjoyed it.
Honestly, I think this is an A+. I'm loving that they bring the intrigue and they're bringing things full circle and they're giving us so many more answers than we got in the first two seasons. But then they're throwing more questions out. So like, hey, you can get out, but can you really get out? So it's like, yeah, you can get through this tree, that you can get to this tower, but can you really get out? It's so much.
So Peter Griffin said a driver, a cop, and an EMT. That's what I thought. I thought she
But the
was a
driver,
cop
it would be an EMT still, too.
because he said she was a cop who was looking for Tabitha. Oh, I thought she was a cop. Okay, no. And
No, I
then
don't.
Perp says she is a cop. She is a cop. I think we'll
I
get
don't.
more information in the next
Yeah.
episode. Yeah, because I kind of think she is a cop too as well. But it's possible that she is just an EMP because I remember when she was talking about the hospital, she was saying you were the one. Yeah, she could have been a cop
That we were
because she
looking for,
said,
but
yeah,
the EMTs had the same rate as cops. But
I
cops
got
don't
you.
usually ride in ambulances, guys. If you never notice it, cops don't
Yeah.
normally ride in ambulances.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna get into this trailer real quick, guys. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but it looks like the next episode is really going to bring the ruckus. So let's get into this. It's only a minute. It's a teaser trailer, but promo trailer, but it's only a minute and 6 seconds. So let's get into it.
Hey, everything all right?
There's a tree in the middle of the road.
Oh my god.
There's never snowed here before. I think it's time we change things up a little bit around here.
Too many things are changing here. I have to remember.
Remember what?
What's missing? Everybody just talks about how afraid they are of dying. Well, I don't think that's the worst thing that can happen to you here.
You can't play defense forever.
Look at that doll.
We can still win.
You can't save them all.
So just by some yeah, so we know the ambulance gets there, right? The ambulance is there, and they did a good job of not actually showing us Tabitha and Jim's reunion or what happens. But I do believe, because the other trailer I seen had a little bit more. When that ambulance gets in town, it comes at nighttime, right? It gets in there at nighttime because they show a scene. I don't know if it's in this trailer, but they show a scene where Victor is looking out the window. It's nighttime, and you can see the ambulance flashing, lights flashing. So it gets there at nighttime. So that's why I think they have to come outside to try and save the people in there, you know? Said, yeah, I watched a preview trailer earlier today. Absolutely. But it's from, oh, I get you. Damn, Randall is in some trouble. Yeah, I know. I seen that too. I was like, yeah, Randall's definitely going to be in the thick of it in this one.
Okay,
because
I think Randall's dead. That's it.
He could be. He could be. I just think he's too much of an asshole to die right yet, right? So I don't think he's gonna die yet, but I definitely think he's gonna be one of them. This is not the real trailer. I saw another one where Boyd says, "Get back on the bus." Yeah, exactly. This is the promo trailer, but I did see the one because even the one I seen, is it this one? Let's see. Here, let's try this.
Oh, here it is. Yeah.
Too many things are changing here. There's never snowed here before.
Why can't they leave us alone?
I have to remember.
Everybody just talks about how afraid they are of dying. Well, I don't think that's the worst thing that can happen to you here.
Remember what?
What's missing?
You looking for these? You can't save them all.
But things are really hard, you see.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What the hell was with the doll? That's the thing that kind of got me messed up.
I know. I'm curious to know where that doll comes into play now, right? And that's why I said the show is going to give us some answers, but they're also going to give us more questions as well. That's going to be very interesting to see. You know what I mean? So let's hope no one else dies. Not this week, anyways. Oh, someone's dying.
Randall. I mean, you can't be outside with those things. Randall's dying. He's dead.
Someone's dying. Yeah, a nighttime arrival. This will make it so much more dangerous. Boyd will have to choose who to save. Apparently, Colony House seems to be under attack too. Yes, and that's the thing. That's why it's definitely a possibility that Randall will die, because Boyd's going to have to choose to save Randall or save the new people that just came in, which includes Tabitha, which is Jim's wife, which he has a connection with after, Kenny's mom dying. He's going to feel obligated to make sure that Ethan and Julie don't lose their mom.
Why would Tabitha not know, hey, what the hell are we doing? Let me get inside. She should be the first one and run off the ambulance like, let's go. I'm out.
No, I agree with you 100%. And I think that's what's going to happen. But remember, by the time that ambulance gets into town, and I think it's possible one of the EMT guys is going to die right away.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 of them. One of them's going to die right away because, the three of them aren't gonna believe the crap that they're talking about, right? Like, whatever, bull crap. One of them's gonna get caught for sure, 100%. So they might be scared Randall has those worms in him and leave him alone.
Ooh, good point. Because he saw the cicada thing.
Cicadas. Is it cicadas? Yeah, that could be interesting. I think the doll is during a flashback when Victor is in the yes. But even still, there's significance with that doll, right? So there's a reason why that doll is there. So it's definitely going to be good to get information about that. Randall been to the same spot Martin was, and that gave Boyd his blood. I agree. I like that, Beth. That dummy is going to be another creepy Jade vision, I'm sure. Looks like Christopher is holding it. That's Christopher's shirt. I got you. Okay. Well, definitely, guys. It's going to be very interesting to see where they go next episode. Saturday night at 12 EST, 12 a.m. EST. Yeah, I will be doing the watch party for this. So I can't show it on YouTube, of course, because my channel will get banned. But what I do is I have a little screen there so you guys can follow along. And I also put a link in the chat to where you guys could watch it along with me. So make sure to check that out on Saturday. And then I will be back. I think if Brian is good, we'll do it next.
I will be here. Yeah, no matter what.
Next Tuesday, we'll be back with the review in it. I just watched the episode. I don't really give any thoughts on it because I want to save it for the review that we do on Tuesday with the guys. So, but I'm definitely going to be doing a watch party. So if anybody wants to watch it with me, make sure to check that one out. Exactly my thoughts. Tabitha and Henry are injured, and Boyd will feel obligated to protect them and get them to safety first, especially after what happened to Ten Chen. I agree with you 100%. Okay. Brian, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Yeah, 1/3 of Spoiler Kings. We do movie reactions, trailer reviews, talk about TV shows all the time, and we do a lot of things about comic books. As you see, I see all the Funko Pops behind me. I love watching any of these things. I love talking about movies. I go to movies at least 3 times a week, and we do reviews on all those things. So if you like any of that stuff, hit Spoiler Kings on YouTube and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on Mondays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Central, which is 10 Eastern.
His link is in the private chat there, guys. Sorry, in the description, but I'm going to post it for anybody that wants to sub to the Spoiler King. Just give me 1 second while I put it up there. Here we go. I'm going to put his link in the chat there. And hey, listen, when I started doing this, right, I was like, I don't care if 2-3 people start watching me. I'm just going to talk about this show. And ever since I did, I got new people coming in. So, and I appreciate you guys coming in 100% because I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. And you made it fun. You're entertaining. You're giving us conversation along with that. So I do appreciate you guys that are coming in here and to watch it and watch us and talk about it. I put his link in the chat there. It's the Spoiler Kings there. So you can go over there and sub to the channel. And of course...